She was built for the U.S. Navy in the 1940s and converted into the world's largest water bomber in 1956. A proud plane that has inspired awe in whoever saw her fly, including a young Wayne Coulson.
Well, I remember seeing the water bombers as a young person, probably 9, 10 years old with my father. Of course, we're in the timber business, and then as growing up, I worked on several fires underneath the Mars. So I was able to have firsthand experience of just how powerful these aircraft are on a wildfire. We were in wildfire since in the mid-'80s. So by 2007, we were the only bid that offered to fly them again. All the other ones were museums. So when we got our hands on them, we just tried to basically reinvented the program. And we're able and lucky enough to get contracts outside of British Columbia to really showcase not only what the Mars could do, but what we could do as a company as well.
She hasn't been active for a few years, but now as the Hawaii Mars is being prepared for her last flight, there is a sense of losing a friend.
It's hard to explain, but you know that when you hear that sound, it has been silent for a while, but we always knew it was still sitting here. Now you'll have to go someplace else to see it.
It became such a heroic piece of equipment because it was the last hope for a lot of people when they saw a wildfire coming and they saw that was kind of the go-to aircraft. And it taught us so much about the world of wildfire. And it was the tanking system and the volume that was amazing. And we built our whole business around the biggest aircraft with the biggest tanking systems using the best technology we could develop, which we have. And now we sit in the pole position in the world when it comes to aerial firefighting, both in the fixed-wing aircraft with the C-130s and the Boeing 737s, and now the CH-47 Chinooks, where we run these massive tanks and we fight fire at night, which is unique unto itself.
During these last few weeks on Sproat Lake, a lucky few have been aboard the Hawaii Mars as she taxis, running up the engines and testing systems. An opportunity for one last close-up goodbye.
End of an era, maybe the beginning of a new one. I think these things have earned the right to be remembered and taken care of.
That's really tough for our family because we like everybody else have fell in love with the airplane. It's going to be a sad day for us, but we did find a home that they would be loved in perpetuity. And what more can we ask? And we spent a big chunk of my life in the world trying to find a home for these aircraft. So we're so pleased that we have one going to the province of British Columbia and one going to the Pima Air Museum. And both great homes, and people will really enjoy these airplanes because they really had two lives. One with the U.S. military after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, where these aircraft, they both supported the Hawaiian Islands for over a decade before they became water bombers. So both lives that they've had is amazing. And the fact that we could place one in Canada, in a province, and one in the United States is just amazing for the airplanes. It's the best ending to this chapter. We got to ride this to the end of its era, but it created the new era. And so the Mars will live on in our future because it was our first aircraft that started the philosophy, the concept, the speed and force and the volume is king. And we built our whole business on that. And that's why we're so successful as a company, because of what the Mars taught us over the years.